Ukraine's President Zelensky has appealed to allies to step up supplies of air defense missiles after one of the deadliest waves of Russian strikes, in which 21 people were killed, 17 in the capital Kyiv and surrounding areas. The UK's new Defence Secretary, Wes Streeting, was in Kyiv after the attacks and held talks with President Zelensky. Russian strikes are intensifying, with missiles launched at Ukraine up 83% over the last 31 days compared with the same period in 2025, according to BBC Verify analysis of Ukrainian Air Force data. Over the same time, it found the proportion of incoming missiles Ukraine intercepted fell from 2/3 to just under half. Today, Ukraine again hit a warehouse owned by Russia's leading online retailer, with at least 20 such warehouses reportedly attacked since July the 18th. Dan Johnson is in Kyiv for us now. Dan.
Yes, the last 24 hours have vividly illustrated to everyone here that despite all Ukraine's military achievements, its advancements in drone warfare and its success in taking the fight increasingly deeper into Russian territory, still the skies above Ukraine are not safe. We've seen an intensification of attacks by both sides, a ramping up and a new phase of this conflict, which means people here really are struggling now to sleep soundly at night. Kyiv hadn't seen a night like this for weeks. A deadly wave of ballistic missiles that came with little warning and no chance of interception. It wasn't just Kyiv, but this city felt the worst impact. Warehouses seemed to have been the main target, but homes were also hit.
We had the third floor, we had the roof.
There was another floor?
Yeah, it was another floor.
On the edge of the city, Anastasia's trying to work out if there's anything left.
It was so scary, I must say. This was my scariest night during the 5 years. My scariest night.
At the nearby railway station, 7 warehouse workers and a child were killed, having been evacuated from their building when the sirens sounded. There were 28 ballistic missiles fired by Russia last night, none of them intercepted by Ukrainian air defences. Is that because they've run out of interceptors? Is it because they're having to ration their supplies so carefully given the shortage? Ukraine's president called his military advisors together and he was clear. Lives are being lost because his country doesn't have enough missile interceptors.
We recognize that this is a major challenge. We made it through a difficult winter, but the reduction in supplies became more noticeable with each passing month. Today, we are facing a clear shortage.
Welcome. So nice to see you.
Also in Ukraine's capital, the new British Defence Secretary, bringing moral support, but no guarantees.
We've been looking very closely at Ukraine's requirements. We're working through a whole list of those requirements. Where the UK has the ability to provide, we will. And where we don't, it's my job to mobilise the international community to step up.
Another warehouse was ablaze south of Moscow last night, the next round of Ukraine's attacks on Russia's biggest online retailer. The Wildberries distribution network has been under repeated assault in recent weeks. Its workers have been killed. So were 7 Russian holidaymakers at this beach on Monday, struck by a long-range Ukrainian drone believed to have been shot down. The Kremlin claims its citizens are being deliberately targeted. The Ukrainians insist not. But as this war ramps up, Vladimir Putin shuffled his military leadership, announcing a new head of drone forces to counter the growing threat. It is, though, the people of Ukraine who've been reminded that their skies remain vulnerable. And that's going to mean more nervous nights ahead. Dan Johnson, BBC News in Kyiv.